Thanks a lot. Matthew Lee, Inner City Press, on behalf of the Free UN Coalition for Access. Thanks for the briefing. I want to ask a general question and something on Burundi. I see in the concept paper that there's this, one of the things that you want discussion of is how the PBC can play a role in trying to reduce illegal financial flows in terms of resources of countries. And I'm just, if you can say something about that, it seems to like this was an overarching issue. And on Burundi, I just wanted to, having covered pretty closely what happened with the leaked memo, and I wanted to just ask you, has the PBC been able to do anything about the continued detention of human rights defender Pierre Claver Mbonimpa, who alleged that the ruling party is training its youth wing in a DRC camp? And did Mr. Sager's visits to other countries involve in any way checking out these allegations? Because it seems that people there seem to still believe it's true, and they believe that the UN has sort of toned down its criticism in order to remain in the country. I wanted to know what your response to that is. Thanks.
Well, I don't think it's my role here to go into detailed discussion of Burundi at this point, since there are others that are actively engaged with that. But I would highlight the importance of the code of conduct that was achieved during the last month, I believe it was, in Bjumbura, because to some extent, I think it represents a significant step after the allegations of the training of the youth wing and so on came to the fore. And it provides some evidence of different dynamics working in the country that will allow for satisfactory elections to take place next year. On the illicit flow of resources from countries, well, it's one of the issues that is being discussed right now as we meet here in this room. There are several dimensions to what the PBC can do more effectively in helping countries coming out of conflict to mobilize material resources. Some of it has to do with organizing the institutional capacity for collecting taxes, for example. There was quite a bit of emphasis placed in the three interventions that I heard before coming here, also on the importance of contracts with companies that come to extract minerals or to tap into the wealth of a given country to be supervised or to follow some kind of minimum standards. And again, this is an area where some have suggested the PBC might play a role, including independent researchers such as Mr. Paul Collier. You may have heard of him. On the question of illicit flows, many others are working on this. You know, the Economic Commission for Africa has been looking at this, and the African Development Bank. So I think the challenge here is to see what is the value added of the PBC and what ways can we reinforce the efforts that are already taking place and maybe come in with added input to prevent this from happening, because of course this is very much a two-way street. Very often, let's say corruption or organized crime or illicit flows take place because there are enablers also elsewhere that allow for this to happen. In my own country, Brazil, we have been looking at quite groundbreaking legislation that looks at corruption from both angles, not only the one who is corrupted, but the corruptor also and his responsibilities. And I think this is an important direction for the discussions to develop. Thank you.
Thanks. Carla?